I'm here with Nick at VMware Explore Barcelona 2023, and we'll talk about their solution, software solution for data protection of VMware and Hyper-V environment, as well as bare metal environment. Nick, tell us more about the latest Nakivo development.
The recent release of Nakivo Backup and Replication relates to real-time replication. So we released version which is 10.10, and now our customers can use the benefits of real-time replication to protect their critical applications in the VMware environment.
So what's the latest feature you have added in your product?
That's exactly the real-time replication. Besides, we pay much attention to malware protection. So before we released the versions of Nakivo which protect your backups from the malware. These backups can be either local or in the cloud, and those can be protected using object lock on all types of the clouds we support. And also recently we released the version which also includes the malware scan. So that's another layer of protection from the malware before you do recovery or before you perform some instant recovery of the virtual machines. This relates to VMware virtual machines or physical machines or Nutanix machines or AWS. You can scan the machine using the external scan servers, and if the external scan server will identify the malware inside the virtual machine, Nakivo can either interrupt the recovery process or we can recover the data to the isolated environment, so the malware will not spread across your network.
Okay, can you show us a little bit the user interface and how does it look like? Yeah, thank you.
So we've got the user interface, and here, once you create the new job, you click on the plus, and we've got real-time replication for VMware. At the first step, as usually, you have to select the source for your backups, but let me switch quickly to another tenant. I'm using multi-tenant environment of the product, so we can select the source. Actually, we have one real-time replication job running, so I will just edit the existing one.
So for this to work, you must install a WIB on each EXSI host?
You have to install the Nakivo service, which runs on the ESXi host. It can be on a source side, and it has to be on a target side as well. So the source transporter will read the data, and the target will accept this data in a real time. So we have the source. First step, we've selected 2 virtual machines to replicate in real time. Then we move to the next step, that will be destination. We select another ESXi host where you would like to replicate this data. Then you can use the network mapping to map the source network to the target network. The same applies to RAIP rules. And you've got the retention. And you see that RPO time is now it's a minimal. It's 1 minute. It can even be seconds. Let's say some realistic one, 30 seconds. And we've got IO journal, which will store the cache data, right? So it will store for 1 day, for example. You can limit the journal size, so you are not exceeding this size. And we've got the options for the job. This relates how you would like to name your replica on the target side, how you would like to transfer the data, and you select the source and target transporters. That's the exactly services of Nakivo Backup and Replication, which will participate in real-time data transfer process.
I imagine you cannot do this for all your VMs, right?
Yeah, because it will give much load on the environment, that's why. So, well, depends, if you include 100 VMs to replicate in real time, that will be problematic, of course. But
I imagine it takes quite some CPU and memory.
Yeah, it takes not that much, I would say, but of course this is designed for specifically critical applications, right? Yeah, so you have to select the most critical one and replicate in real time.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so this is indeed the enterprise level functionality we've recently added to the product. And if we do some recoveries, let me again switch to another interface. If we do a recovery on a VM level or on a physical machine level, let's say I will select some existing backup. Let me see. We've got physical machine backup, let's imagine, right? And if we do recovery, I click on recover, and we would need to recover it on the full level. Full recovery for physical machine. Again, this applies to virtual machines we protect as well, and this applies also to instant recovery. If you would like to instantly recover virtual machine, you can also do the malware scan. So at the first step, we select the recovery points on the right. We've got incremental full backups of the physical machines. At the next step, we select the destination. In this exact case, we are doing P2V conversion, right? We are recovering physical backup to the virtual environment. So for this, we have to select the resources on the virtual environment. This has to be the container, data store, which network we would like to use to connect this physical recovery. And at the last step, which is options, actually we've got two verification. We have,
malware detection, yeah?
Yeah, malware detection. That's exactly the case we recently released. So let me click again. On the settings, you can see you have to select the scan server. So basically, this can be either external scan server or the scan server, which is located on the server where Nakivo is installed. So you can add multiple scan servers. Nakivo supports Sophos vendors, ESET, Kaspersky, Windows-based Defender.
The main ones, yeah.
Yeah. And then you have to select this external scan server, for example. Then you have to select the scan type, how you would like to scan, either deep scan or quick scan. The difference is quick scan will verify only your system volume, right? And deep scan will verify all data in the virtual or physical machine. And then what you would like to do. If malware is detected, what's going to happen? We will fail the recovery, or we will continue recovery to the isolated environment. And then, of course, you can select scan timeout. So if scan exceeds some amount of time, Nakivo will interrupt this process. As soon as you set it up, you apply. Now Nakivo again verifies if there is a scan server and everything is okay with that scan server. And once verified, you do the recovery. Before the recovery, of course, Nakivo will verify the data, and then based on the results, it will either recover or will interrupt the process.
Okay. I guess we know a lot more now about this product. Thank you very much, Nick, for the interview. Thank you.